Those who knows me well will know that I'm a big fan of subtitles or captions, depending on where you are from. But I've been hearing people saying that they are annoying, or they're in my way, or they're not beneficial for anyone apart from deaf people. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna prove you wrong, because in this video I'm gonna talk about 15 benefits of subtitles, captions, and transcripts as well. And get this, they're not all just for deaf people either. So let's get going. If you're learning a new language, you're going to be able to watch movies, films, TV programs, listen to music and read the lyrics, all because of the subtitles or transcript, depending on what you are listening to or using. And that means you'll be able to follow along, you'll be able to learn new words, you'll be able to kind of learn the language of that country even better, because you're able to watch the entertainment and you're not just stuck to boring textbooks and stuff like that. And it's all because of subtitles and transcripts as well. That's the thing as well with learning languages, is that you will have access to the culture at a deeper level. When you're learning a language, you'll be able to get into that little nitty-gritty details. You'll be able to learn things that you would never have been able to before, because you have access to all of the media and you're able to follow along the films and TV programs and the music. And at the end of the day, they are part of the local culture, which, by the way, you're able to follow along because of the use of subtitles. We've all been there, you know, when you're watching a program which is about, you know, the courtroom and it's all legal terminology, or you're watching some kind of medical drama and you're using all these big words and you don't know what they're saying. Well, a good subtitle will tell you exactly what that terminology is, what that jargon is, and you'll be able to kind of follow along. And if you want to, you can do more research about that particular word. But at the end of the day, you know exactly what that person said. There have been so many researches that subtitles are beneficial for those who have learning difficulties. And there has been one particular research where talking about 75% of those who have learning difficulties find subtitles useful as a learning aid, which is great. You know, it means that you have access to other people as well. More and more people are able to access certain TV programs, YouTube videos, anything, just because of subtitles, and that's a great thing at the end of the day. I have talked about in a separate video where if you are outside and it's a noisy environment, it's kind of hard to keep up. At the same time, if that person is mumbling, it's a bit difficult. And then if you have a program or TV program where the accent is very strong in your language or the language you are learning, well then subtitles can make it easier for you in all of these scenarios. And sometimes I wish the subtitles offline as well, so I can just take it with me, but would have that. But that's the thing as well, that you'll be able to comprehend any of these scenarios. Noisy environment, mumbling, strong accents, doesn't matter. The subtitles are there for you. On the other hand, if you are in a kind of sound sensitive environment like library, or maybe in your office, and you want to watch a video but you have to watch it on silent, well, you can do that, and then you can follow along again with subtitles. Don't forget closed captions as well, and that means you'll be able to follow along no problem. The thing is though, maybe you shouldn't be doing that when you are supposed to be working. So if you're in an office or in a library and you're meant to be working and you're watching a video, well, get back to work. Online videos will benefit a lot from this as well. Did you know that around 85% of Facebook videos are watched in silent? And that means that people also depend on the captions at the bottom to follow along as well. And if you are in those noisy environment or sound sensitive environment, which is a bit quieter, then you'll be able to watch them because of captions. And that means if you have these videos, your engagement will actually go up, because you have it available. Otherwise, people will just scroll down, ignore it, and move on, because they can't really watch and follow along the video in whatever environment they're in. So it's a great thing for online videos as well. The great thing as well about having the subtitle in the file format, or even transcripts as well, the great thing is that you'll be able to translate that in another language very easily by sending it off to someone who can do it for you, or even sometimes using these auto translation services. And that makes it so easy for you to even just translate it into other languages for maybe learning your language of choice, or learning another language, or you want to maybe kind of translate it into different languages so that your videos, for example, can have access to more people. Now, of course, if it was manually translated, that's better. If it's auto translated, it's not going to be accurate, but not that bad at some level. So that's a great thing about having these files, the subtitle file or the transcript files. You can translate it in so many ways as well. One big benefit about Captions is SEO, or search engine optimization, and this is where you want to get your content found on Google and people have access to that content. Just by searching on Google, make sure you're ranking high and they get to visit your blog, your videos, whatever it is. And there has been evidence where if you have captions on your YouTube videos, then it makes your videos that bit more discoverable and people will be able to find it easier as well. At the same time, if you are using the transcripts on your blog, for example, again, it makes your blog page more discoverable on Google, so people can find your content that way. And that's a great thing to do. At the end of the day, you want your videos, your posts to be found by other people. So why not make it easier for them by having the captions or the transcripts? Some people might find it hard to believe that captions, subtitles and transcripts in some ways can improve your literacy rate. So it's even more beneficial for children as well. They can learn new languages, they can learn new vocabulary, their reading fluency and speed will be improved, their listening comprehension will be improved. So there are a lot of benefits for adults and children. So for personal development, it's a great thing. So there has been a lot of research, and I'll put the link in the show note in the description down below, that has been proven that captions can improve your literacy rate. You might find it a bit boring, but it's necessary. If you have the caption, then you're kind of following the laws of the country wherever you're in. And at the end of the day, we need to do that. So for example, in the US, one of those laws is the American with Disabilities Act 1990. And then you have the one in the UK, which is the Communications Act 2003, I think it is. And they are really talking about making sure that certain media are accessible to, deaf people and beyond as well. Not just deaf people, but those learning difficulties as well and other disabilities. So it's just about following the law of your country as well. I've mentioned in a separate blog post, and again I put it in the description in the below, about concentration fatigue. That's a thing. It is a thing. What is it? Well, that is when your brain is kind of working extra hard because you're concentrating on focusing on listening to that person. So for example, for me, I have to work extra harder to listen carefully, to focus, to make sure I get that information in and then kind of absorb that information. But this is the thing for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, is that they have to work extra hard. Their brain is using more of this cognitive energy to listen and translate and absorb. But with subtitles, it makes it easier, because if you have to focus for a long 3-hour movie, then you're more likely to get tired. But with subtitles, it makes it easier to follow along, which means you get less tired mentally as well. This mainly applies to transcripts, but this is a great place for you to add related links and sources that you want people to kind of follow up on. So for example, you may be listening to a podcast and that person is interviewing another person, and that person has provided resources and information that you can learn more about. For example, connect to that person's social media account or website. Well, most podcasters will have the transcript and the sources of information within and around that transcript, which means that all you have to do is access that show note and just click on that link, and you'll be able to find that related resources so quickly and so easily as well. And finally, one of the best things about subtitles is that it can add to the watching experience, especially for those who are deaf and hard of hearing and beyond. The thing is that it can add that experience because it can elaborate what you are watching and also listening to as well. For example, imagine you're watching a video clip of a person in a bedroom just looking out the window, and then there's a rumbling sound, and which means that the subtitle at the bottom says rumbling. But the thing is, that's quite generic. It doesn't really tell you anything. For example, that person might be near a train station and the train is rumbling by. That person might have, a tummy issue, or just hungry and the tummy is rumbling. That person might be living in a place where there are earthquakes and the earthquake is approaching and the ground is rumbling. It could be any of these, but if you have a good quality subtitle, it will help to improve that watching experience and you know what to expect. And again, it's not just deaf people. Imagine if you're watching a Facebook video on silent and you want to know more about what's going on because you are in a library where you're meant to be working. Shh, I'm not telling anyone. But that's the whole point. It can improve the watching experience as well. So there you have it. 15 benefits, and they're not all related to deaf or hard of hearing people at all. There are a lot of benefits of having subtitles and captions and transcripts, all of them. But I think I'm missing out a few more. So are there more? Are there one or two, maybe more than that I'm missing out on? Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to know what you think about this video. And just also make sure you subscribe to the channel. It would really mean a lot to me as well. In the meantime, I hope to see you again soon. Take care.